For the design, mainly, we were both involved with the designer more in terms of like the cosmetic aspects and all the furnitures and things. However, when it came more to the more aspects of infrastructures, lighting, that was more with your help, Andrew and Alan, more of the communication for that, because I wasn't interested in those behind the wall things.
It was good at the beginning. Well, it was good through the whole thing. But at the very beginning, where Denise and Jason first met with us from Style House, and we talked about what we like in the end product, what our vision was, or what sort of elements we're looking for. It was a great process to go through that initial interview, if you will, just to get ideas, and then to start working through all of the, what do we want to change in colors and all that sort of stuff. All of these, all the furniture items, for instance, were suggested to us, and we got to pick and choose which ones. That all came together for the end product. Once we got into the actual construction, the design, although it was supposed to be complete, we'll call it, there's always changes during construction because you find things you weren't expecting, or you have another idea or a better idea to solve an issue that came up. So I think it all went really well, whether it was Andrew on your side or whether Denise and Jason weighed in to provide additional advice. Yeah, no, it went really well. It was fast. We were really happy with that.
I was anxious to have construction workers in our home because we ended up living in the basement during that construction. But they were very, very respectful and professional, and that went so well because that was one of my main anxiety, but actually it went extremely well. If they had to do more noise, they would warn us in advance or things. So that was really easier than I expected, to be able to live in the basement during the renovations, and that they really interacted well with us, very professionally, and that we were very, very happily surprised about.
Bear in mind that the project for our house may be different from other people, and we literally had every room in the house, new flooring and stuff, so it impacted quite a bit the way we normally live, and we were able to work around those little misadventures, we'll call it. But cooking and stuff, we were also fortunate to happen during the summertime, thanks to your ability to schedule it in opportune times. So cooking off a barbecue all summer was fun. And it might sound strange, but living all together in the basement for a period of time, it actually brought the family more closer together. Just because we were in a more confined space than we're used to, and we had to respect each other's boundaries. It was nice sitting around a bar table having breakfast and supper together. So, but in terms of the actual build, how it went, it was really good. Andrew every day would come in at the same time around 7 o'clock, and we were always ready for him and always had a smile on his face. That guy is amazing. So, from a perspective of how the work actually went, it was awesome.
The kitchen.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The kitchen, of course. That's the center of anybody's house, but it certainly is the center of ours now. We are so impressed with the amount of light we have in there now compared to the old kitchen. Everything has a place, and we're able to work around each other doing cooking at the new stovetop, and I don't know, it just feels so much different. It's sad because I can't retire yet, but it feels like I should be retired working in that kitchen. It's great.
Now the kitchen has made it lighter because the house previously, flooring, the walls, everything was much darker tone. So now it seems like there's more light into the house, but mainly the kitchen. What was great is because it's more functional, actually even our oldest son comes and cook with his girlfriends for supper with us and everything. So that has been something that didn't happen in the previous kitchen because of the way it was set up. But in this one, even like to be able to have our oldest with his girlfriend, it's much more convenient. I think really that what they need is to trust your expertise, because really you know what you're doing. It's just that originally I was more on the anxious side, but to then at the end I'm like, okay, why were you so anxious during the process? So I think that in that perspective, they really need to let go more. But obviously, to try to think about the long-term investment, there's been some choices that we made for financial decision that we decided to cut down on a few things. However, you recommended always things that would not impact the overall feel or the things. And then there's other things we decided to invest more, knowing that, okay, it's gonna have a better return long term. So in that perspective, I would say to just be more trustful toward Urbacity and Style House, that they know what they are doing, and that if they say, yes, it's worth to invest there, no, don't invest there, that it is to be more trusted, so, and not be so anxious during the process. And process takes a little bit of time, but despite that, because we were post-pandemic, well, when we started, we were during the pandemic, and things went well in terms of trying to manage timeline, what would happen. So everything happened in the timeline that were dedicated for it.
I would recommend that be prepared to be involved. I fear that some people will just try to hand things over, and you really need, in particular during the planning phase, be aware of exactly what you're getting or what you want. Get what you need. What I mean by that is, a lot of people imagine, oh, I can imagine myself using this gadget or using these things, but make sure you test drive them in terms of knowing what I really want, because you want to invest the most into the bones of the build. So whether that's your flooring or cabinetry, make sure all your electricals where you want it. So think things through. How will you use that particular renovation you're doing, whether it's a kitchen or a living room, dining room? Make sure you have a really good idea of how you're going to use it.
I think that really we're just very thankful. Well, I am a lot towards Urbacity for the workers that came in the house. From every person that came, there was a lot of professionalism, and that I really extremely appreciated a lot. That was the main point for me. Definitely.
It was an awesome experience. You guys were very courteous, very friendly, clean. Like even during construction, they were sweeping up after themselves every day. So I couldn't imagine it going any better. It was an awesome experience. Thank you very much.